Hello and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, and today we are setting up July in my bullet journal. For July I decided to go with a Polly Pockets theme, and it was kind of spur of the moment to do so. So this first sketch that I'm filling in, doing the fine liner in, I end up completely covering over it. I hated it. When I looked at it later, you can see I skipped through most of the coloring, but I very quickly decided that I disliked this after I did it, but I kind of moved on when I was initially doing this. The lighting does get better. This was done over a few different days, so things change throughout. But now I'm going into that monthly log, the calendar style monthly log, and sorting out my colors because I wanted to do a color only calendar. I really apologize for some of the horrific lighting in this. I was really struggling with some of the different settings on my camera to try and figure out the best way to do some of these things. But while I was doing this calendar, I realized that it seemed my issue with the front cover page design was the black lines that I used for it. I realized that that didn't really translate to the aesthetic that I was trying to capture with the whole doodle, the whole design and everything. So here you see me going back and redoing it, but instead with just the colors, just the different markers. And I will list all the markers that I used down in the description box below, but I wanted to go for this design with the green on the outside. I kind of flipped back and forth between what I was going to do as far as the inside design. If I was going to do like a tree, I saw one with some mushrooms that I thought was cute, but I ultimately decided on this kind of basic interior design and then basic like kind of backyard thing. Right now I'm drawing the little path that goes through the quote-unquote yard and some of the greenery going around right now, just little hedges and stuff, and the staircase going down and everything. So like I said, I went back and forth with what I was going to do, and finally when I messed up the first one, I kind of just had to find a good reference picture that I liked in pretty much all aspects and translate that a lot. Using that reference image helped a lot with the angles that I think I also struggled with my initial image, to have like the open angle to seeing different things. I still don't think I nailed it, but I think I did better in this than I did in my initial one. I also just want to take some time right now to let you guys know, if you are like me and you are a connoisseur of a good video essay, there is a video essay on Polly Pocket by Lee Speaks. I will tag it down in the description below, but it was a wonderful video essay. I absolutely loved it. I love everything else on their channel. They do wonderful work in some video essays, and highly recommend. I sped through the numbering of the calendar boxes, and I'm now adding some simple design elements. I knew I wasn't going to be able to do a full Polly Pocket thing on every single page. There are some that I do them, but I decided as more simple design elements, I would use some of the shapes that are commonly used in Polly Pocket cases as different shapes around the page, as like an almost confetti type of thing. Once I get to my habits page, that's where you see most of them. All of them are all around. But here I'm just doing a top-down view, open one, as kind of a way to add something in there. Now I'm going in and adding that goals header. I decided to go for that really kind of basic font. I can't think of it right off the bat. It's the Polly Pocket font. And on that cover page, I'm adding all of the colors that I used. I just thought that would be a cute little touch. And right under July, I will add in a little flower in just a second here. I thought that would be a nice homage to the original Polly Pocket logo. And I did try to make the U a flower, but that didn't particularly work out. I'm adding the titles into some of the pages here, so notes, This is also my monthly favorites and Questionex pages. Questionex is something new that I'm doing in just writing down any question that I have to look up later. Still halfway through the month, I only have one thing written down, so I don't know if this one will be making a reappearance in my journal, at least anytime soon, but it was an interesting thing to try. And here's that habit tracker page that I mentioned. I wanted to do all the different colors for the habit trackers, and you can see some of the shapes are getting added in at the same time that I'm doing the mini calendars. So there's some kind of rounded off squares, the flower, the heart, circles. Future things to be added are going to be a star, a little oval. On the other side, there is the seashell that I did on the previous page. And then at the bottom of this page, I'm just adding a little health log. I am tracking in this whether I took my prescribed migraine and or nausea medications, and then kind of doing a graph view of how I was feeling as far as my anxiety, migraine, and nausea go. I did something like this in June, and I really liked having that data, but I am kind of adding something new to the mix with this next page, which is a meal log. I'm doing the health notes right now, but the page on the other side is going to be a meal log, and I thought this would be a nice way for me to try and really pinpoint anything that might be triggering migraines or nausea for me, to also have this list of what I'm eating in addition to what I'm feeling at any given day. And I really wanted that every other line look, and there I'm just highlighting the weekends as a way to kind of easily be able to tell where I am. This last spread here is my monthly review spread. I did not fill out any of the topics or the headers as part of this spread, but on the left it's just my general month in review, and on the right it's my health month in review, and those colors coordinate to the colors that I used in my health log. And here is the final flip through. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your July theme was. And as always, have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Bye.